Shalom. Giving all praises to Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to you, hopefully elect. It's your brother Yawakar from Great Millstone, Orlando, Cap. I just wanted to do, I was watching this video by Patrick Humphrey going into, because supposedly there's these EMP weapons being moved around, and he's just one source of many that's touching on the fact that, like I said, these EMP weapons being moved around for whatever reason. For a few reasons actually, but he mentioned, watching this video, something that he mentioned caught my attention through the spirit, and I'm gonna go ahead and play this video, and just through the spirit, pay attention. Listen real closely, because we know, or we should know, understanding the times that we're in, at any day, at any moment, the devil can come down with that great wrath, right? And the fact that Esau is losing the information war, right? We know it's just a matter of time before eventually he's just going to have to make his move through the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shah on the left hand, of course, but eventually he's going to have to make a move, and even more so come against his prophets. So with all that being said, like I said, I'm going to play this video, and just listen closely.
This is big breaking emergency news. We are now getting warnings that EMP weapons are now being deployed. Electromagnetic pulse weapons that have the capability to wipe out our power grid and our electronic systems, and even nuclear power plants can be targeted with these weapons. And that's what they're saying. These weapons are now being deployed. All right, so this is big, and this is the next step that we are seeing in this warfare that is escalating around the world, right? And we could see these weapons potentially used on the American people as well at some point, right? So this is something that we all need to be getting ready for, and we're getting a warning from a top captain as well. He is warning us, a member of our military. He is warning us about this EMP threat as well. And these weapons are being deployed right now. So let's dive into the details here really quick. Please hit that like, hit that subscribe. I'm posting multiple videos a day, keeping you guys updated on this big urgent news. All right, so you can see here in the background, this is one of the weapons that are being deployed right now. And countries around the world have very similar weapons, but the U.S. is now deploying this electromagnetic pulse weapon that has the capability to wipe out nuclear power plants and electrical grids as well. And this is also a directed energy weapon using high-powered microwaves. Okay, so this is big, and we're also getting a warning from a member of our active forces that these weapons could be used on the United States as well. We're entering the territory where these EMP weapons are going to be used on each other. So you can see here, this is one of the weapons that have just been deployed, okay, and they're saying that this is to target Iran's nuclear facility, all right? And other countries like China, Iran, Russia as well have very similar weapons. You can see here, though, U.S. has deployed microwave missiles that can disable Iran's nuclear facility. This article.
So before the point is made, because Esau, he needs a narrative, and a lot of people don't even know right now that there's a lot of, I believe, beta tests going on right now with all these cyber attacks that are going on. It's safe to say that Esau, he's prepping, or he's been prepping and planning for something, something big. All right. Which of course that's just going to be the scapegoat again for Esau to make his move, right? But nevertheless, the narrative is being painted. All right. That boogeyman, you know, someone that they can blame for when this is all said and done.
Just came out today, and it says Mary Lou Robinson, former chief of the Air Force High-Powered Microwave Division, confirmed to DailyMail.com that the missiles are, quote, ready to take out any target, including nuclear facilities. All right, so this is big that the U.S. Air Force is now saying that they have deployed these weapons to potentially target Iranian nuclear facilities. Okay, and you can see here, this is what a member of our Air Force just warned of a few months ago too. All right, we'll get into more details of that in just a second, exactly what they're planning on doing, but check this out. This is what Captain Ronald McKinney Jr. was warning of just in February. He said that the U.S. Air Force has a role in the electromagnetic pulse vulnerability of the United States critical infrastructure. All right, and he says the nuclear capabilities of Russia, China, Iran, North Korea, and violent extremist organizations.
So that was the point right there. All right, that was through the spirit. That was the point right there. I'm gonna rewind that back.
And he says the nuclear capabilities of Russia, China, Iran, North Korea, and violent extremist organizations.
Violent extremist organizations. I don't believe it's a coincidence, because there's no such thing as coincidences. Apostle Tahar and a few other brothers going into the what is it? Just look this up real quick. Bear with me. Going into that Southern Poverty Law Center, right? Which, again, not so coincidentally, they basically had to have us ranked in the top 10 at least. I believe it was at least we were in the top, ranked within the top 10 as far as this, being quote unquote so-called extremists, quote unquote, and that's why we emphasize the point that we're not quote unquote black. All right, we're not black Hebrew Israelites. But nevertheless, they got to lump us in somehow, some way. It's all a play on of words. And like I said, Esau and his narratives, which is one of his crafty tools, But I just found that rather interesting, with all this talk of terroristic threats, domestic terrorism, so on and so forth, Esau, man. Let me get this. Because like I said, as much as we are not an advocate for violence, all we do is preach the word. All we do is read this Bible. But like I said, the fact that Esau, he's losing the information war. Before I get that, I'm going to get this. And this is why going into being accuser of the brethren, of our brethren, because that's what's next to come. Like the scriptures say, not one jot nor tittle. You know, as far as prophecy is concerned, everything that the Lord said was going to take place, it has to actually take place. It actually has to happen, because, you know, we are definitely, of course, on the lookout for World War III, the MOTB, but there's a lot of things, small things. That's why, again, to quote, not one jot nor one tittle, you know, everything has to come to pass. And that includes all the minor prophecies, and one of those being the persecution. All right. Esau, he has to slander us, make it seem like we're the bad guys, make it seem like we're extremists, so on and so forth. You know, he has to do that because, again, he's been exposed through the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai. And that's why I'm going to get this. In 2 Thessalonians 2:8. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. So you see, all right, it said whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth. All right, who is the voice, the spokesman, the mouthpiece for Yahweh by Shema Shai? It's the prophets. And again, through the spirit of the Lord, starting with the apostles, all this information has been coming out. All right. And this even to the point where Esau, he's telling on himself. So, I mean, in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, man, you know, I've been saying it. You know, Esau is the third, but he's a witness against himself. You know, he's a witness against himself. So with that being said, he has to come down with that great wrath pursuant to Revelation 12:12. You know, so something major is definitely, you know, cooking, it's brewing, it's in the works, right? And it'll be justification on Esau making a move, because, you know, I believe, and I'm sure other brothers believe, you know, have the same thought process, you know, some type of a lights out situation, some type of a lights out event. Esau can use that to, you know, make his move, come against the prophets. You know, he's gonna try to stir up enough chaos to where, you know, while all hell is breaking loose, hey, that's why I'm gonna get this. In 2 Ezra 16 and verse, I'll start at 68. For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you. And this you can tie to, again, Revelation 12:12, the devil coming down with great wrath. And they shall take away certain of you and feed you being idle with things offered unto idols. So like I said, you know, just speculate through the spirit, you know, because like I said, some type of a lights out situation, a lights out event. Hey, this could be used. Esau can use that in, you know, making his move, coming against the prophets. All right. You know, this could be justification, you know, because why would they have to use EMP type of weapons against quote unquote extremist groups? You know, which I say that because we're lumped in that category regardless, you know. Nevertheless, like I said, as much as we don't advocate for violence, as much, all, you know, again, all we do is read scriptures, but somehow, some way they got to, you know, lump us in that bunch to justify his unrighteous decrees, to justify him in coming down with that great wrath. Verse 69, and they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach and trodden under foot. Verse 70, for there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. So somehow, some way, however it plays out, again, I'm just speculating through the spirit, you know. Because again, why would they have to use EMP weapons against quote unquote extremist groups, right? Which again, we know ultimately they want to come after the prophets. All right, they want to come after the prophets, man. And some type of a lights out event, you know, this could very well be Esau's justification on making his move on the prophets and those that fear the Lord, right? Verse 71, they shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. So you see, man, because, you know, in Esau's mind, he wants to stir up enough he wants to stir up enough chaos so that he can come in, you know, round people up, and like I said, basically just come after the prophets. But eventually it's going to get out of his control. All right, it's going to get to a point where things are going to be out of his control, you know, too chaotic for even Esau to deal with, because it's not his will. It's Yahweh Ba'Shem Shah's will. You know, it's Yahweh Ba'Shem Shah's will. You see, but yeah, man, I just found that rather interesting. You know, I found that rather interesting. EMP weapons used, you know, they now they're lumping EMP weapons and quote unquote extremist groups in the same, you know, the same lump. This, you know. You know, it's crazy, man. You know, this devil, he's a madman, you know, but hey, it's all the Lord's will. So I just found that rather interesting. Lord, one of this was edifying. All praises to Yahweh Shema Shai. Shalom to you, hopefully, like.